Hey guys, so here's my story. I moved across the country about 6 months ago, and when I made the move, I knew I was going just in a car with everything I could take with me, so I had to cut my collection down. The only way I could figure out how to do that was to put all my discs and all of my cartridges and everything I could into binders and leave the cases back home in the attic. So I wanted you to see, I just recently hit 500 games in my collection, and I wanted you to see what 500 games looks like in binders. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm going to try and flip through them as quickly as possible. But you don't usually get a chance. You buy a game, you put it on the shelf, you see the spine artwork of the game, maybe you pull out a game once in a while and you look at the cover art, but you don't really get to see that disc art very often, especially 500 games face out. It's actually kind of interesting. Stick around. So this is what 500 games looks like in binders. Obviously, I do have a small handful of games that don't fit in binders. I don't really collect cartridge-based games like N64 and Super Nintendo and such, so everything I have is pretty much disc-based except for my DS and 3DS collection, so I'm just going to flip through these real quickly for you guys. Now, this is my Xbox and Xbox 360 collection. Please bear with me, guys. I'm absolutely not a professional YouTuber. I don't have any kind of equipment like tripods or anything. I'll try and keep this as steady as possible for you. So this is my collection of original Xbox games. It is really a shame that these had to come out of the cases, but like I said, it's kind of interesting to see the disc art. That's something you don't see every day. You see your spine art, you maybe see the cover art of the case, but you don't really take the discs out and look at the art on the discs very often. I really like how this feels, having everything kind of at my fingertips, how I can flip through everything. Now I know there's going to be people that say, oh, those binders scratch your discs. I've had pretty good luck so far over the last 6 months. My discs are in really good condition. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, because all my cases are 3,000 kilometers away in Ontario, and I'm here in Edmonton, Alberta. Sorry about the camera work, guys. Doing my best here. So now we're starting with my Nintendo binder. This has Wii, GameCube, and Wii U in it. So I'll just go through it nice and quickly, let you see all this disc art. If you have any comments or games that you think I'm missing from my collection, please throw me a comment. I'm always looking for that next great hidden gem. It's not just games in here. I do have the odd soundtrack mixed in, a few demo discs, things like that. You see I've got a few empty spaces here and there. My daughters collect these Just Dance games, so I figured I'd leave them room for another one so they'd be together. Right here, now this pisses me off. I have another Trauma Center game, and it's missing. I have the case, and after I did my full reorganization here, I cannot find that disc. I do not know what happened to it, but I guess I'm going to have to go out and buy another copy. So that's the end of the Wii. I got a few empty pages for growth here. Then we get into the GameCube. Now the GameCube was a real challenge because the discs are small and they slide out of here really good. So I actually had to put pieces of paper that were cut just perfectly to tighten up the sleeves a little bit, just so the GameCube would not fall out, but still I have to keep the binder upright because these do fall out pretty easily. So not a huge GameCube collection, but I have most of the games that I would want, except for I'm really dying for Chibi Robo. Here's my Wii U collection. It's pretty small. I only have 20 or so games for the Wii U, but I think I have most of the good ones. Still looking for Terraria and a couple other of the indie titles that I enjoy. That's it for that. Some more empty pages, lots of room for growth, guys. This little baby here is my DS and 3DS. I also have a couple of Switch games in here. I don't even own a Switch yet, but I did go ahead and buy a couple games that I thought were going to be awesome. So you can see I've got a lot of the usual stuff, Plants vs. Zombies, Lego City. I just bought this Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 today, actually, to kind of complete that collection because I fell in love with the first game. It's a fantastic game to pick up and play for 5 minutes. I've got a lot of the usual stuff, Luigi's Mansion, Zelda, Ridge Racer. Trying to collect, before I start playing, I'm trying to get the whole group of Etrian Odyssey and the other games that go with it, just so that I can kind of play them in order. This Codename Steam game was not really well thought of, but it's actually a really fun game. This case was fantastic. It was about 20 bucks on Amazon. The only problem is that some of the pages towards the back are actually, like, they're too small to put discs right, or cartridges right beside each other. You can see my couple of Switch games here, though. I have Hollow Knight and Dragon Quest Builders 2, and I have Link's Awakening, the special edition, which I actually kept in its packaging. That's all for that collection. So this small binder is my PS1 good stuff, if you know what I mean. I have another 40 or 50 PS1 games that I consider kind of just, you know, okay stuff like Driver and Siphon Filter and Cool Borders and stuff, but this is kind of my favorite stuff. I don't really have another little binder for all of the kind of second tier games. So obviously you see Parasite Eve 1 and 2, got Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy Anthology, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Legend of Dragoon. It's kind of cool seeing all 4 discs laid out on an open page like that. Some more Final Fantasy, Xenogears, Wild Arms 2 and 1, my favorite series on the PlayStation, Gran Turismo 1 and 2. I also have 3, 4, 5, and 6, but those are not in this binder. Grand Theft Auto, Ridge Racer, and some more goodies. So that binder is as full as it will go, unfortunately, as I say, so I don't have room for another, 30 or 40 odd discs that I gotta find somewhere to put. And finally, this is my PS2 and PS3 binder. These ones are a little harder to capture, so hopefully the camera doesn't shake too much because it's a big binder. So I'm trying to keep things sorted out as much as possible. I've got about 102 PS2 games. Got about 90 PS3 games this binder holds. 250 discs roughly. The nice thing about most PS2 and PS3 is that there's not too many multiple discs in any one game, so you can pretty much have an accurate game count just by how many slots are taken up in the binder. If you see anything that you really love here, be sure to holler at me. A lot of these games I haven't even had the chance to play yet, but PS2 is my favorite system. A couple empty pages, and then we lead into PS3. PS3 is a favorite system of mine as well. PS2, PS3, and Wii U, I think, are my favorite systems of all time. Of course, if you want to go back to the 16-bit era, I did have a TurboGrafx 16 back in the day. I bought it with my own money in 1990. That particular unit eventually died. I'm not going to tell you how, because it's kind of embarrassing. I did buy another one, and it died too, so I'm now in the market for a third TurboGrafx 16. I do not currently have any games for the TurboGrafx 16. I sold them to put it towards other stuff when my system broke. Again, if you see anything in this collection that's glaringly missing that you think I really should have, please drop a comment. Okay guys, so that's 500 games in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.